This is a quick follow-up to the video I released yesterday, and these are a few silver eagles I'll be using to demonstrate the differences between coin finishes, along with 2001 when Holden, as I actually don't have a proof silver eagle. I'll also be showing an uncirculated quarter for reasons that'll become clear later. I sent yesterday's video out to some friends who aren't into this hobby, as a part of the goal with this channel was to make numismatics more interesting to a wider audience, even just as entertainment. The problem with yesterday's video is that my friend Vivian didn't know what proof meant, and I just wanted to show off some of the coins in front of you today. Right. So, here's a proof coin. These are distinguished by the very shiny finish in the background. This example, again a 2001 silver Holden, happens to be from the Netherlands, but most mints strike these for all their different kinds of coins. As you can see, again, the background is polished to a mirror finish, and the details are matte. For example, the camera would like to cooperate. The silhouette of the queen is matte. It's not reflective. Most of these are made for collectors, but the actual purpose of doing this is to test the die or mold for errors and to bring out extra detail for validation purposes when they're designing the coin and setting up the tooling. And these are uncirculated coins. You're already familiar with these, and it's not really worth saying much. Some collector's pieces actually don't get circulation releases like these, though, and they're only available in other finishes. They're pretty shiny when they haven't been through everyone's hands a million times, but can still show some signs of wear even before entering circulation because of shipping. They go out to, for example, banks or the companies that restock ATMs in either these tightly compressed and packed on rolls or just massive bags of loose change. There is a gotcha, though, which is when the US Mint calls a bullion release. That is just gold or silver, uncirculated, in its own storefronts. You see, the community considers a coin to be uncirculated when it's exactly what you think that term means. Hasn't been through circulation. This term doesn't make a ton of sense when applied to bullion, though, because they're not supposed to be circulated in the first place. So, when the mint releases a new bullion coin, like a silver eagle, it usually does through a massive network of resellers. Those resellers get them in the same way they get these. Tightly packed rolls, or rather tubes when it comes to these to avoid tarnish, or just bags of loose change. These aren't given a special name, though the community and most resellers refer to them as uncirculated anyways, as, they haven't been through circulation, and all their other coins that look like this have been shipped the same way. Instead, the US Mint, and no others as far as I know, reserves the uncirculated term, in reference to bullion, for issues that were struck using a specially polished die. Currently, these are only done at West Point as far as I know. This polishing ends up being a really subtle difference, but it provides a more matte finish. It's likened to satin a lot. The community and resellers usually refer to these as burnished rather than uncirculated to avoid mixing them up with the regular issues. In this one, it's 2006, is from the first year of issue, and is a key date in the series. Collectors call something a key date when, for example, the design changed or a historic event significant to the coin happened. As you can see right here on the documentation, straight from the mint itself, they're calling it uncirculated. There's no mention of it being burnished anywhere in here. Right. So, this is a reverse proof. Proof releases, as I was showing earlier, have a very reflective background and matte details. As the name would suggest, reverse proofs are the other way around. Matte background and polished features. These are done specifically for collectors, as I understand it, and they usually fetch a much higher price. I think they're pretty, though. This sample is from 2021, another key date for the series. This is when the design changed, and we'll go over the updated designs sometime later in another video. And then last but certainly not least, I have an enhanced reverse proof. It's a style that the US Mint and no one else uses. And the US Mint itself has only done this for a single year, for a single coin. This one. And I think it's a massive shame, because I think this is the best finish out of what I have for you guys today. And this specific example to be one of the most stunning coins I have in my collection. It involves polishing different parts of the die to different levels, and really helps create contrast between the different parts of a design. For example, you can more clearly see different stripes on the flag. You can see where the blue background on the field of stars ends and where the stripe begins. You can see more detail on the wings. I think it both brings out more detail and it's more aesthetically pleasing. Now this, as I mentioned, was a somewhat limited release. This one came out of the 2019 Pride of Two Nations set, which was jointly released with the Royal Canadian Mint. The Canadian issue included is also very pretty, but I'm keeping it for another time. This set, alongside a very limited individual release later in the year, is the only way to get this finish, just 2019 only. And those are all the examples I've had for you for today. I'll be linking the new Mista pages for everything I've shown in the description, along with further reading. I would also like to draw attention to the Posts tab in my channel, where I'll regularly be posting polls to decide what will be covered in the next video. Thanks for watching.